So how long does it actually take to sell a home in Mission Viejo? Because a lot of homeowners assume that their home will sell quickly, but the reality is it depends on several key factors. In this video, I'm going to break down the full timeline of selling a home, what impacts how fast it sells, and what you can do to speed up the process. Hi, I'm Mary Morris, a local real estate agent here in Mission Viejo since 2004. On this channel, I help homeowners understand how the selling process works, from timing and pricing to strategy and preparation. If you live in Mission Viejo, make sure to subscribe. I post regular insights to help you sell smarter and avoid surprises. If you ever want to talk through your situation or timeline, feel free to reach out. My information is in the description below. So on the average in Mission Viejo, here's what the timeline typically looks like. The average days on market is running about 43. That means that it takes 43 days for a property to go from active listing to one under contract. Once under contract, you're ranging from 21 to 45 days to close, so let's say an average of 30. So the entire transaction, you're looking at an average of 73 days from listing to closing. But before a home even goes on the market, there's usually pre-listing preparation phase. This is where the seller starts taking care of visible maintenance needed, like repairing broken windows, shower doors, drywall repairs, and maybe some minor remodeling that need to be done. Then there's decluttering. I like to tell my clients to pack up everything you just don't need because you're eventually going to have to pack it anyway. Then painting comes next. This is one of the cheapest things sellers can do to make the most impact. People will view your home and smell the fresh paint. It makes them feel like everything is clean and new. Then it's a whole house deep cleaning, which includes windows and possibly power washing, the exterior of the home, and driveway and walkways. Staging is done before photography. This could mean bringing in furniture and accessories or just rearranging what's already in the home, especially if somebody's currently living in there. Then lastly is photography. Professional photos and the video should be done 3 to 7 days before it goes on the market or the MLS. All this can take from 1 week to several months depending upon how long it takes to do the repairs and even remodeling and packing up the things that they don't need. So an agent will start pre-marketing the property at that point to agents, their sphere of influence, and their database. The first 2 weeks of a listing going live on the MLS is the most critical. The initial exposure brings the most punch and the most showings and the most interest from the buyers. The home should be marketed to social media and the MLS, which also triggers to the big sites like Zillow and Redfin and Coldwell Banker and Remax and all those other sites, including the agent's own sites. Most buyers prefer to go to open houses, so open houses are done. They like to come in, take their time, look at a house, and then they call their agent about putting in an offer. The next stage is receiving offers and negotiation. This stage can vary depending upon the demand and if there's multiple offers or just one. If the home is priced right and has a lot of traffic at open houses and showings, most likely there will be offers that come in a few days from the time that they went on the MLS. Some agents tell the buyers a specific date, like open houses on Saturday, and they tell buyers to be reviewing offers on Wednesday. So everybody kind of scatters to get them all in by that point. Other agents just review them as they come in. Sometimes that leads to urgency for someone to get their offer in first to be accepted first. So once you accept an offer, there's still a process of due diligence by the buyer, inspections, reviewing seller disclosures. The lender also has to get involved with appraisals. Once those items are done and the buyer's loan has gotten approved, buyer removes contingencies. This is when the buyer gives up their right for the earnest money deposit to come back if they decide to cancel. Once we are 1 to 2 days before closing, their loan documents are signed and escrow will close. Part of that means that title needs to actually be changed from the seller to the new buyer's name. And once that's done, that means the house is actually closed or sold. As you can see, there's a lot of moving parts, which means that every home is going to sell at the same speed. The home that has been priced right from the start, the condition of the home has to show value to the buyer. A home that needs updating, repairs, is dirty, is not going to get the highest offer or the amount of offers. Then there's location. So if you're located on a busy street, back to a busy street, a small lot, you've got properties on either side of you that don't look very good, those are all issues. The home has to be priced right from the start. important. The condition of the home has to show value to the buyer. And then there's location. That's a key factor in how quickly a home will sell. Home on a busy street, across from a school, or backs up to a busy street will take longer to sell. And finally, the market conditions. How many homes are on the market, interest rate, how many buyers are looking, are all factors in how long a home will take to sell. If your goal is to sell faster, these are the things that make the biggest difference. Price is number one. If a buyer feels that their home doesn't have value from the beginning, they won't have strong interest to go see it. The second point is condition and preparing the home properly for sale. A home that may be outdated but clean and well cared for with a great price will get a higher price and more offers than a home that has been remodeled but in poor condition, smells, and backs to a busy street. That one will not get as many offers as the other. Lastly, if the home isn't marketed properly, less people see it. That means social media, internet, and agents, etc. If you want to test out the market and price higher than the latest comp, not have a clean house, or make the home market ready and decide to sell during the holiday season of November and December, your home will sit on the market longer. Depending upon your situation, your timeline could look very different. As an example, you get a job out of state and you need to be sold in 6 weeks. It's the perfect time of the year, springtime, where buyers are out looking, and so you prepare the home quickly by cleaning up with fresh paint, repairing any obvious issues, and pricing the home 5 to 10% less than the last close price. In the first week, you have 4 offers and end up selling over list price. The second scenario is that you get a job offer but don't need to be there for 4 months. You prep the home for sale and do the same cleanup but some staging and decide to price a home maybe like where the last comp was. After 30 days on the market, you get an offer under list price, with the buyer having contingency to sell their home. After the buyer's home is on the market for 30 days, they get an offer, so now you can continue with your sale. All said and done, that sale took 4 months to close, which is right in line with your timeline, but under your listed price. The last scenario is when you price the home at a high price to test the market. The house looks great, but after 45 days on the market, no offers. And at this time, the market has shifted and it's starting to slow down. There are more homes on the market, and so buyers are becoming more picky with what they want. In 45 days, you do a price reduction of only 1%. Your home gets seen by buyers, but it's just not enough of a reduction to really get buyers to come in with an offer. Now it's 65 days and no offer. At this point, you're chasing the buyers, so your next reduction needs to be a big one to get interest. So as you can see, having a good strategy from the beginning makes a difference. Who would this information be good for? Well, it would be good for homeowners who are planning to sell, homeowners with specific timeline like relocation or job transfer, and the first-time home sellers and homeowners wanting to understand the process so they prepare their home for sale later on. Selling your home isn't about how fast it is, but it's understanding the process and having a plan. How long does it take to sell your home in Mission? This depends upon your home, your pricing, the market, the conditions, but understanding the timeline can help you plan better and avoid surprises. If you want more accurate timeline based on your specific situation, feel free to reach out. I'd be happy to help. My contact details are in the description below. And don't forget to subscribe and check out my next video.